All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It's time to review Tales of Arise. Let's get into it. So let's first talk about the story. The story of Tales of Arise talk about two main characters, one named Alphen and the other named Shion. Alphen is a Danan who can't feel pain and has memory loss. The other Shion, a Renin princess, who anyone she touches hurts. As you can see, the two kind of come together with each other. In this world of Tales of Arise, Danans are slaves and Renin rule over them. And because of this, the two come together to try and stop the Five Lords and bring peace to the world. That's pretty much the story without spoiling it. And so let me just say that this story is really, really good. You know, it touches upon slavery. It touches upon, the people that rule over them. Some of them have sympathy and empathy towards the Downans and, don't really believe in the whole ruling over in them. And I just think that the story is really good. Things that I do want to talk about some more is the fact that, for a fact that Alpha and Shion, like, they have a thing going on. Their chemistry is absolutely, like, top notch. If there's one thing I love about this game, it's the interactions with the characters. Whenever they talk to each other, you just love hearing the characters talk, the chemistry between them, and the one thing that I do look forward to is the cutscenes of the games because they're always so beautiful. The voice acting is great. It's just, I honestly think that this is a great story, and we're starting off pretty good with this game. I think you know how much I'll praise it as I go on with the review. So that's it with the story portion. So let's go ahead and go on to the graphics. So let's talk about this game's graphics. Tales of Arise graphics is really, really beautiful, really stunning. I want to say that they use some form of shell shaded graphics because sometimes when I look at it, it does give me that vibe of being shell shaded, but not too much, like kind of like Borderlands. This game, like for an anime game, really beautiful. Think about it like the Naruto games, like the way how that's animated and all that stuff. Even though it's not realistic, the animations for it is really good, and I just love the look of this game. There are different biomes in this game, and I love that because it gives diversity. It's not always just a forest, like you're just going to a different part of the forest. You have a snow biome, you have a desert biome, of course you have that forest biomes, and you have different cities, and the cities just give different like outlooks on like what the place is, how the place is, and all that stuff. Really, really cool environments and stuff. For the characters, really good character designs. I love how Alphen looks when his mask finally gets broken. I love how Shion looks. I love how the other characters look. Really great character designs, enemy designs as well, really good. And I think textures look really good too for an anime game, because I know in anime games they like to focus more on the characters more than they do the environment, but they really did the environment really well here. Like up close, like they're not like low res or anything like that. Some things I do want to say though is that you'll see in the game that when you're walking around in the world, you'll see a lot of texture pop-ins. But that's not to say that no game doesn't have texture pop-ins, and it certainly does not ruin the enjoyment of this game. Graphics is just really, really good. Like every time I load this game up, I'm just like, damn, this is a good looking game. So good stuff on the graphics. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on to the gameplay. So let's talk about Tales of Arise gameplay. So I've never played other Tales games, but it looks and feels like the other Tales game from what I've seen from the trailers and such, and from me playing this game. Let me tell you, the combat is really fun. All you do to get into combat is you see enemies on the map, you run to them, and you start fighting. There's no stealth mechanic, so you don't have to worry about them sneaking up on you or you sneaking up on them, which I like, because you don't have to worry about that stuff. You just go in and you fight, and the fights are like amazing. I never get tired of them. I love doing all these special attacks that the characters do, because they're always so flashy, and I love like the audio, what they say when they're attacking. And the best part is when you're able to land those finishers. You get to this point where you kind of get them to a stagger bar, and once you fill up that stagger bar, you're able to unleash a finisher on them. And what's cool about that is that every character has a finisher with each other character. So when you do a finisher, You do it with one of the characters in your party, and it's always random, so you never know what you're gonna get. And yeah, sometimes they do replay, but it's the animation, the voice, the music. It's what makes it so hype whenever a finisher lands, and your goal is to just stagger every single enemy so you can see all the finishers. And that's what makes me so excited, is whenever I get a new character added to my party, I'm like, oh man, let's see this new finisher. And it never disappoints, never ever disappoints. So far I have 6 characters on my party, and it's just a multitude of finishers. I'm sorry I keep talking about, but once you start playing it and you see the finishers go down, that is the one thing you want to do every single time. One thing about the AI too is that they're very competent. Like, they don't just stand around. They don't wait for you to make orders. You don't have to worry about you dying and them not being able to revive you, because they'll do it. They see you low health, they'll give you health they give you health items, or they do a magic spell, or if you're down, they'll revive you, and all that stuff. It's like the AI is really, really competent, and that's what I love. It makes the game just a lot better. So when you're not fighting, you're roaming around the world, you're collecting items, doing all this stuff, and everything you do helps, the characters, helps your party. Just fighting, EXP, CP, SP, skill points to get you more abilities and all that stuff. You're gathering ores to craft more accessories that buff your party. You're defeating these enemies so you can get items for them, so you can build better weapons for your teams. You're fishing, you're gathering all these foods so that you can cook and eventually give you bonuses for your party. Everything you do in this game matters, and that's what's awesome. Another thing is that crafting is super easy in this game. There's no like special requirements or anything. It's it tells you what you need. You go and pick it up, and there's no crafting level that you need to hit or anything like that. If you have the items, you can craft it. And it's so easy to get into. It's not like what's that word I'm looking for? I guess cumbersome to do crafting. And also the fact that there's side quests on here, and usually in these games, you want to do the side quests so that you level up, so that you're not like underprepared for a new region and all that stuff. You don't need to do the side quests. You could honestly just go on, go through the biomes, fight the enemies, and get, just go through the story, and you'll be fine. Like, you won't be like hard stuck at a place and you have to grind for a long time. No, you don't have to. And that's also what I really love about this game, is that like you can just go through the story if you want to, and do side quests if you want to. It doesn't matter. That's like this game is really, really good. And I don't know how other Tales games are, but I've seen like a lot of videos already talking about this game and how like it's it does good, but it's not the best Tales game. But to me, this is an amazing game. I talked a lot about the gameplay, but there was a lot to talk about, and it needed to be said. So again, good stuff about the gameplay. And finally, let's go into the audio. Now let's talk about the audio. The audio in this game is top notch. It is amazing. Let's talk about the voice acting. Absolutely great voice acting. Again, since this is an anime style game, I had to play this game in the Japanese voice, and man, oh man, is the voice acting good. Dude, they captured emotion so well, especially in those very heartfelt cutscenes. You feel it, and that's what I voice every time. Like, whenever you're playing a game that's made by a Japanese company and it's anime style, you have to play in Japanese to feel the full effect of the emotion while they talk. No scrub to the English voice acting. I've never heard it, but I still really recommend the Japanese voice acting. It's so good. You just love listening to the characters talk. And there's a lot of times, when you're walking around in the open world, you have these optional dialogues, and I always press on those optional dialogues because I just want to hear more about the characters, learn more about them, and just listen to them talk. Listen to them laugh, cry, get sad together, get happy together. It's top-notch voice acting as always.
なぜだ。なぜ同じレナの貴様がそうまでして同胞に牙を向く。力ある者が上に立つのがレナの流儀だが、ダナと組む貴様のそれは裏切りだ。なぜだ。なぜ同胞に仇をなす。裏切り者は。
So if we're talking about like sounds in the games, really good stuff. You discern when you're walking on different terrain. You can tell when you're walking in the desert, if you're walking on stone, if you're walking in the grass. Good stuff. Hits, like when you're fighting, the sounds when you're fighting, it's really good. Hits feel impactful. When you swing your sword and you hit an enemy, it feels like you actually hit the enemy because of it. When Shion shoots her gun, you feel it. You hear the bullets hitting the enemies and it feels good. Oh man. And the special abilities. Again, I'm going to be talking about the finishers. When the finishers happen, it's so awesome. You just love hearing it. Then I'll get back to this in a bit. The music, the score in this game. Oh man, it's so good. Music plays all the time. There's never a point where the game isn't playing music. And it's not annoying either. It's good music. You love listening to it. Sometimes I just want to sit and just listen to the music go on. Listen to a little nature in the background and listen to the music go on. It's so good. Especially in those emotional cutscenes, they know when to cue in the music when like something awesome is gonna happen or when something sad is gonna happen. They know exactly when to cue the music, and when you're fighting too. Gosh, do you feel like energized? Do you feel all pumped up to fight? And so let's go back to the finish now. Everything that I've said, the voice acting, the registering the hits, like the hits sounding so impactful, and the music, when to do those finishers, and the music, the hit sounds, the voice acting, when they all come together, amazing. It is an eargasm. This game knows how to do audio. Like the studio that made this, I applaud them. It's so good. Really good stuff. I love the audio in this game. So now let's go to the final verdict. Tales of Arise is a great game. Great story, great characters, great voice acting, great visuals, great audio. This game is an absolute 5 out of 5. I believe anybody that is a Tales fan or an anime fan or like someone that just wants a good story should absolutely pick up this game. This game is such a great game. It's about 50 hours long, so you'll get your money's worth out of it. And you know what? You'll feel like those hours weren't wasted like some other RPG games out there. None of the hours I spent in this game was wasted because it was a roller coaster that just kept going and going and going. So again, really great game. Absolutely deserves that 5 out of 5. Again, this is my opinion, so you don't have to agree with me. But I still believe that everyone should pick this game up. So, thank you for watching my review. I hope that this helps you purchase the game, and I hope that you have fun with this game. Thank you again for watching the video, and I'll see you all on the next V's Gaming video.